Hey there, everyone. Welcome to Don't IEP Alone, the only podcast dedicated to helping parents navigate the IEP process. I'm your host, Lisa Leitner, and I am the owner of the blog adayinourshoes.com, as well as the accompanying Facebook page and Facebook group, which has a tremendous amount of resources for parents navigating the IEP process. I also publish an IEP planner, and that's available on adayinourshoes.com. If you go to the homepage on the front, it says store, and you'll see all the great things in there that I've created and that I sell to help you navigate the IEP process. Today I want to talk about getting to yes, because I do believe that our schools are just in a culture of no, and it's exhausting, and it's frustrating, and you just get tired of hearing no all the time. I was thinking of this because I'm a work-at-home mom. I'm home, most days. My husband works out of the home, and we just had a situation the other day. It was yesterday, actually, and the kids did something. One of the kids did something, and it was, I want to say 6 or 7 o'clock at night. And you know how that goes when you're just tired. I've had a long day with meetings, and I just kind of blocked it out. It was something that he shouldn't have been doing, and I just blocked it out and let it go. And my husband said, "Oh, you need to tell him not to do that." When he walked into the room and saw what was transpiring, you need to tell him no. And I kind of lost my shit, if you don't mind me saying that. And I was just like, you know what? I did say no. I've said no about 900 times today, and I'm done. I'm done with saying no. I'm just exhausted. I just want this day to be over. So he, of course, quickly apologized and whatever. But it got me thinking to, hearing no all the time is exhausting, but also saying no all the time is exhausting. And this has kind of made me rethink how I'm going to approach things with IEP teams as an advocate. Because I think they want to say yes. In fact, I know a lot of them want to say yes, because I've been approached by enough teachers. I've had enough whispers in the hallway. I've had enough school staff kind of approach me quietly on the down low and say, thank you for coming. I'm so glad, you came. You can say the things I wish I could say, but I can't. So they want to, teachers really do have your child's best interests at heart. Of course, there's always going to be some rotten apples. But think of it this way. You go to college, and we're well aware of what it takes nowadays to go to college and the student debt crisis. But most states require that the teacher work toward and achieve a master's degree. So you go into college as a young, bright-eyed, 18-year-old something, and you want to be a teacher, and you want to help disabled kids. So you go to teaching, and you get your degree, and you get your certification. You go on, you get your master's, you get your CEUs, and then you get into a school, and you're hired, and you're not given the resources to do your job. I mean, it's kind of like hiring a janitor or a cleaning person, and there's no shame in that. I'm not picking on anyone. But you hire this cleaning person, and the cleaning person goes to the supply closet, and there's like a roll of paper towels that has 2 left on it, and a bottle of cleaner that is almost empty, so you fill it with water to kind of dilute it and make it last longer, and a broom that, the bristles are falling out of the broom when you try to use it. The vacuum cleaner, you have to hold the cord a certain way, otherwise it shorts out. Right? I mean, you get my point here, is that this is pretty much exactly what schools and teachers are dealing with right now. They don't have the resources to give our kids what they need. And so they just get trapped in this rut of saying no all the time because that's the only control point that they have. Asking money from your local school board or the state or the federal government, first of all, that's only going to happen maybe once a year anyway at budget time. You're going to know what you're getting for the following year. But it doesn't really work that way as far as school administrators saying to states like, hey, this is what we need. Can we get it? It just works the other way. It's unfortunate, but it works that where legislators say, okay, here's your budget. Here's the money you're getting this year, like it or lump it. And you have to accept what they take, or, the process is just so slow. School districts just have so little recourse if the state cuts our funding. I mean, what do we have? Yeah, we can protest and we can organize voters, but by the time, a new state senator or state rep is voted in, I mean, that issue is so long gone and people forget. So anyway, so teachers get into this job and they got into the profession mostly for noble reasons because they're good people. And then you're not given the resources to do your job. So your only point of controlling this is to say no to parents. And that's where we are. That's where we're in this culture of no. And I know many school districts that I work with in this area, it is a very strong culture of no. And that they just keep saying no until they've essentially backed you into a corner. And you're either going to let it go or you're going to file for mediation or due process. So that's taken me 5 or 7 minutes to explain no, but how do we get to yes? Okay, first thing is, as always, it's about your paper trail. It's about the data that you have. But I think if you give schools a reason to say yes and the ability to say yes, I think you're going to get more yeses. I think that they want to have a reason to say yes. They've just been so trained and beaten down into saying no all the time. I think it's just almost reactionary now that anytime you ask for something on the IEP, it's just going to be a no. And it's the culture in many districts, and that's fine. You can text me or not text me. You can email me or whatever and say, "It's not like that in my district." Great. I'm glad it's not, but you are the exception. And I know this because I wouldn't have 500,000 people tuning into my blog month after month. And we are now up to, I think, 200 or 300 parents a day taking action in my Facebook group. Okay, so we wouldn't have 300 parents a day posting issues on Facebook if this wasn't a crisis. It's not just, the Facebook group is up to 33,000, I think. The page is up to 41,000. That means there's a crisis. I get it. We're a large country of 300 plus million people, and I don't know how many million school kids, but I've seen enough evidence from pretty much every state in the country to know that this is a crisis. It's not just an isolated incident. It's happening again and again in districts all across this nation, that parents are just told no matter what they ask. No, no, no. Oh, now my phone's ringing. I should have turned off my... There we go. So it is. It's not just me making this up. It's not me crying wolf or, trying to and I'm not trying to badmouth teachers in schools. It's just, you just get into situations and the blinders are on and you're just trying to get through day to day, because I know our kids have behaviors. I get that. I really do. Trust me. I live with it. And I can only imagine what it's like to try to be trying to fix these behaviors and not have the resources to do so. And furthermore, I have a neurotypical child who has, he's currently in and has been in inclusion classrooms with disabled kids mixed in. And I get it. They're disruptive. Really. I hear the stories. And I can certainly read into more of what my younger child says about these stories because I work in the field. I get it, that it's hard to do. But we have to have better solutions from the school districts other than just saying no all the time, because that's not helping things. When you ask for help, or a parent asks for help for behaviors and they're told no, I really don't understand how that helps the behaviors, because it doesn't. It fixes maybe your money problem for the time being, but it's really just kicking the can down the road. I have teacher friends, and I have one friend who works in elementary school, and their district was flat out told, and I'm not allowed to say, I'm certainly not going to say who and what school district and all that, but they were flat out told in a faculty meeting to stop recommending kids for IEP evaluations, because they were flat out told evaluations are expensive and we can't just be evaluating all these kids all the time. RTI them. RTI them. And that's where we are. And if you look at IDEA, it specifically says that teachers can and should recommend kids for IEP evaluations if they suspect a need. But now this district has been flat out told to not do that. It's the culture of no. Okay, if the parent asks, say no and RTI them. So give your team a reason to say yes. Have the data, have your paper trail, have solutions, and have reasonable and workable solutions that can be implemented. Because another issue is that teachers are stressed out. They have so much to do in a day. And you know what? I'm tired of people bashing on teachers with, well, they get the summers off. You know what? Give me a break. It's one of the most important jobs in this country, and we need to stop shitting all over them and reminding them how many days off they get. It's enough of that. Let's help them get to yes, because they want to say yes. I know they do. But if you don't have the data and you don't bring them the data and the paper documentation that they need to give you that yes, you're not going to get it. Give them a reason. They want to help you, and they don't want necessarily more put on their plate. So make sure it's well described and defined that whatever you're offering isn't necessarily going to be more work for everybody, because that's what stresses them out too. They don't have time to do one more thing in the course of a day. I've been homeroom mom for my non-disabled child's classroom he's in 4th grade, and I think I've done it every year except one. So I'm in his classroom a lot. I see what goes on. Okay, she's not loafing. None of them are. They're hardworking people, and they want to tell you yes. They just need to have reason to say yes. And that reason might be mediation. I once went to mediation with a client over something that was so small. It was like a $1,500 item. And they kept saying no and kept saying no. We had the data that this is what the child needed. Really went to mediation over it, and the mediation was less than an hour. And everything that we presented was like not any different than anything we had presented in the various meetings. But it was just a matter of the district needed to say to the administrators and staff in the district needed to be able to say to the school board, well, they took us to mediation. Because they've just been trained to say no. You have to say no until you got to say yes. So if you want to get to yes, give them a reason. Make it positive, make it collaborative, make it solution-oriented, and have your data that this is what your child needs. And I think you'll get there. If you need more IEP information, check me out on adayinourshoes.com. Thank you.
go my way. It's go my way. You know that I love you. You know that I need you. You are the air that I breathe. Put your hands up in the sky and wave it like you just don't care. Come on, put your hands up in the sky and wave it like you just don't care. Money to come, I got to have it. The gold to start is what I need. The money to come, I got to have it. The gold to start is what I need. It's gonna be okay, gotta make my day. Go my way. It's gonna be okay, gotta make my day. Gonna be okay, gotta make my day. Go my way. It's gonna be okay, gotta make my day. Go my way. It's go my way. Your kisses make me feel so high. When you touch me, I could fly up to the sky.
Every day I'm on my road, but today is the day that I meet you, my baby. Hope you're going to stay.
It's gonna be okay, gotta make my day. Go my way. It's gonna be okay, gotta make my day. It's gonna be okay, gotta make my day. Go my way. It's gonna be okay, gotta make my day. Go my way. It's go my way. Go my way. It's go my way. It's go my way.